Today we are diving into a city where tech giants are spending $10 billion, where local high schools are turning out NFL stars, Hollywood actors, and the housing market is on fire. And nope, it's not in Northern Virginia. Fredericksburg proves you don't have to pay Nova prices to get Nova jobs and access. Just 48 miles from Washington, D.C., this booming corridor gives you the best of both world. Central Virginia prices with serious Northern Virginia connections. By the end of this video, you'll see why this window won't stay open long. What's happening here right now is next level. All right, guys, we have to talk about this $10 billion technology revolution that's happening in Fredericksburg. Let's be honest, anytime you talk about data centers, it is always controversial. And the biggest driver behind all the growth, a tech wave that's bringing in billions into Fredericksburg fast. What used to be a quiet historic town is now becoming a major tech hub, and the numbers actually are pretty wild. So let's get into them. So let's talk about this technology overlay district. It was approved back in February 2025 with 250-acre site near Celebrate, Virginia South, designed for data center infrastructure. And like I said, I know data centers can be huge hot button topics. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. But Silver Companies and Stack Infrastructure Partnership could be $10 billion worth of development. 8 to 12 data centers are actually planned, and it's one of the largest projects actually in the Commonwealth of Virginia's history. Let's talk about the economic impact, right? Estimated to bring $60 million in tax revenue annually to the Fredericksburg area once it is fully built. Dominion Energy is already working on supply agreements for the power. Now, I don't know how they're getting all this power. It's way above my mind, but Dominion is already working on the agreements for the power here. And the Silver Companies has spent about $15 million on 126 acres in late 2024, signaling real momentum for the project. This corridor is actually going to link directly between Stafford County and all the growth that you're seeing on I-95, and more Northern Virginia commuters are actually moving here to save money and still access tech, defense, and federal jobs. Now, like one of my favorite places to go and like walk around, and I remember my wife was pregnant and we went and had dinner in Old Town Fredericksburg. And when I was single, I went on a few dates there as well. But you got the river right there, and it's just a charming town. You got the train going by, so much history. It's weird too, right? Because you can find a single family home for $300,000 and then a mansion on the water for $2 or $3 million. So Fredericksburg City is absolutely amazing. But let's talk a little bit about the Stafford connection. Here's something that most people don't realize. Fredericksburg isn't just Fredericksburg City. It's the anchor of the fastest growing metro that includes Stafford and Spotsylvania counties. You've got the Northern Fredericksburg Stafford boom going on. I-95 exits at Route 17 and 610 are exploding with retail restaurants and new communities, and possibly a Buc-ee's, but I know there's a lot of pushback from you and Embry Mill. Don't kill me in the comments, but I'm just kind of like reading more and more about that story as it goes on. But you've got Embry Mill, Liberty Knolls, and Leland Station are popular for DC and Quantico commuters. Home prices are going to be about 20 to 30% less than Prince William County, but you will still get modern homes with that VRE access that I absolutely love. And then of course you've got baseball and entertainment. They're home to the Fredericksburg Nationals, or the Fred Nats, the minor league affiliate of the Washington Nationals. Now, unfortunately, growing up, they were actually here in Prince William County in Woodbridge, and they were called the Prince William Cannon. And I was actually their bat boy for a year, believe it or not. And I almost got hit in the head with a baseball. Maybe I did, that's why I talk so fast. But the ballpark area near Virginia Celebrate South has become a social hub with breweries, apartments, and concerts. And I think there's like all kinds of grocery stores over there that you can walk to. And you've got the little convention center there as well. And there's tons of affordability, right? Medium home prices range between $440 and $490. And then larger lots, newer construction, and lower property taxes than what you're gonna get in a Fairfax, Loudoun, or Prince William. So trust me, that is a good thing. Now, anytime I'm doing like, research on these videos, something always comes along that cracks me up. And one of the things that I thought was funny was, first of all, Howard Stern went to radio school in Fredericksburg back in the day, which is kind of funny. But it isn't just about football. It's also where Hollywood met Virginia roots. If you're a fan of Danny McBride, he went from Fredericksburg to Hollywood. He was born and raised in Fredericksburg, attended Cortland High School, and went to the University of North Carolina School of Arts. He is known for hit shows like Eastbound and Down, Vice Principals, and the HBO's Righteous Gemstones. He often references his small town Virginia upbringing in his work. His Southern humor and his family-driven storylines come from his life that he had growing up here in Fredericksburg, which is absolutely insane. Today, he's actually one of the most successful people in Hollywood and the comedy scene, and he is one of the most successful comedy writers and producers, constantly doing jobs with HBO, and his roots started here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And we gotta talk about the NFL talent pipeline, right? You've got E.J. Jenkins, who was born in Fredericksburg. He started at Chandler High School before joining the Philadelphia Eagles, scored his first touchdown in January 2025, and helped the Eagles win the Super Bowl, which, being a Commanders fan, that didn't really make me happy. And then Jermon Bushrod from nearby King George as well became a Pro Bowl offensive tackle and Super Bowl champion. Both athletes reflect the strong local community and youth programs that define the area. I mean, I remember growing up in Princeton County, right? I do remember Stafford and Fredericksburg was actually really good at sports all the time. It's kind of funny. Fauquier County is too. Like, a lot of players go on to Virginia Tech and other big schools in Virginia. Let's talk about downtown Fredericksburg, where history meets energy. If you've ever been to downtown Fredericksburg, this is where the city truly shines. So you have the 18th and 19th century architecture filled with boutiques, antique shops, and art galleries. Locals absolutely love the food here. It's really cool. It's not chain restaurants. It's a lot of local dining, like Brock's Riverside Grill is a great place for dinner, Vivify Burger and Lounge, and then the Capitol Ale House, bringing modern nightlife to the historic core. There's a really cool place there. I can't think of it, but it's got a rooftop bar that I've been to a few times. Then you've got Riverfront Park, a $5 million park along the Rappahannock River, perfect for summer concerts, markets, and events. And it's family friendly and walkable from the train station. And the weekend vibe, you've got the brewery scene with thriving with Red Dragon Brewery and 6 beers and a goat, farmers markets, carriage rides, and ghost tours make downtown feel alive year round. Probably the best thing I would say about downtown Fredericksburg or Old Town Fredericksburg is going to be the VRE station that is right in downtown. They have direct rail access to Quantico, Alexandria, and Washington's Union Station. Commuters can live in walkable neighborhoods and skip I-95 altogether, which is a dream, right? Because who loves driving on I-95? And if you do, you've got big problems. The mix of small town charm and big city connection is fueling major relocation demand. We have to talk about education excellence, because you have the University of Mary Washington, and I think they just announced they're going to be building the first doctor, or whatever it would be called, doctor's school, physician school there at Mary Washington in the Northern Virginia area. But that's a top-ranked liberal arts university, ranked number 9 nationally among public art colleges. 3,600 students across a scenic 234-acre campus just minutes from downtown, known for its strong business, education, and political science programs. Local school quality, Chancha Elementary is number 1 in Spotsylvania County with an A+ rating on niche.com. And families are drawn here for stability, affordability, and of course the academic excellence. So let's talk about transportation, right? Because you cannot talk about the DMV area without transportation. So how do you get Northern Virginia access without Northern Virginia prices? Like, that's the age-old question, right? The answer is the Virginia Railway Express, and the numbers show big changes are happening already. Let's talk about VRE ridership growth. The Virginia Railway Express is a commuter train system. The Fredericksburg line had 7,759 riders a day in April of 2024. In February of 2025, the daily average was 8,000 riders. But last year in February of 2024, that number was only 6,800. So you can tell where work from home has really increased that by what? 1,200 new riders. And listen, that's a huge jump from last year. The federal work to home work rules are pushing these numbers up. Agencies have been calling workers back to DC and Nova offices, and that makes commuter rail a must-have. And you can see clearly the VRE numbers are rising, and the transportation upgrades are setting the stage for what I will show you next: a housing market with a record median price of $490,000 in May of 2025, but still gives you a long way more for your money than Northern Virginia towns do. There's definitely some long-term transportation planning. They call it VRE System 2050 expansion plan. Includes big upgrades and new routes. Local governments are working together with Alexandria, Arlington, Spotsylvania, and Fredericksburg. This is a major infrastructure built to handle years of growth to come, right? Fredericksburg also has Amtrak service, includes Northeast regional trains, connects to long-distance routes across the Northeast corridor, and gives riders access to full East Coast train network. Now, if you wanted to be crazy, you could take a train to Florida. I probably would. I think it has so many stops because my uncle did it. He did like the whole car thing down to Orlando to Disney World. I probably would just fly or take your car and go down 95, but that's just me. But that is a long train ride. You've got some strategic location advantages. Try to say that really fast. Fredericksburg is in a great spot. We're just 48 miles south of Washington, D.C., 53 miles north of Richmond. That makes it a perfect for getting around. It's a strong choice for commuters. You can get to top job centers, but pay way less for a house. For sure, that's a trade-off a lot of people are happy to make, right? Like if you're looking in Stafford, like Embry Mill is a beautiful neighborhood. I remember I was out there one time for an event and there's a Publix there and then the nice park area. I know that's technically Stafford, but there was like all kinds of kids at the food truck. I really enjoyed that neighborhood a lot, and it's a lot more affordable than what you would get in like Ashburn for sure. With all of this tech growth, great schools, and better transportation is driving major population growth. In fact, this is now the fastest growing region in all of Virginia, and that's the changing the housing market in smart ways for buyers and investors that you need to understand. What happens to home prices when a city becomes the fastest growing region in Virginia? The numbers tell a story that every real estate investor and family looking for value needs to hear. So let's talk about the current housing market performance. Fredericksburg housing numbers are strong. The median home price goes anywhere from $440 to $490. It hit a record high of $489,900 in May of 2025. That's the highest price ever recorded. I was showing homes that week when I saw a lot of competition myself, and I do some stuff with D.R. Horton. They've got a lot of new construction. That's another thing that I will say about Fredericksburg is you can definitely get some great new construction out there as well. And it'll go on an acre or two and be close to 95 or 17, so a great location. And then in June of this year and July of this year, 2025, median home prices were $440 to $480. Year over year price growth was 1% to 10%, depending on what type of house. Homes stay on the market for about 24 to 39 days, so a little bit longer than what I usually see here in Northern Virginia, but homes are still selling fast, right? Like my buddy Ken Pozek told me in Orlando, they're taking 8 months to sell, and then people up here get upset when a house takes a month to sell, right? Like it's a totally different market here. And the population is actually driving the growth prices. Planning District 16 includes Fredericksburg and nearby counties. It's the fastest growing region in Virginia, up 6.5% since 2020, added 24,000 new people since the 2020 census, ranks 4th in total population growth across the state. And that's amazing growth in just a few years. Let's do a little county by county breakdown. Total PDD 16 population is now 400,000. Caroline County grew by 9%, Spotsylvania by 7%, Stafford grew by 6%, and that's just incredible numbers across the board, right? And let's be honest, there's not a lot of like building going on anywhere in Virginia right now, right? Let's talk about the city of Fredericksburg. The city itself grew by 47 people, so not much, just 47 new people, okay? Not much going on over there, but the current population in the city is about 28,000, but big growth in nearby counties is definitely pushing demand in the city. And that's a common trend, what you see in older cities. Like I've seen that in the city of Manassas as well, where there's not much actual growth, but counties around it brings the prices up. And that definitely happened in Manassas City, which I expected to happen in Fredericksburg. So one thing I like to talk about when I'm doing these videos or when I do a consultation with my buyers is what are the buyer opportunities, right? So right now, it's a buyer's market with a lot more options. I'm seeing people be able to get home inspections, ask for repairs, radon tests, well and septic if it needs that, financing contingencies, all kinds of different things that you had to waive in a hot market. And there were only 1,190 homes for sale at the end of June. That's almost 36% more though than the previous year of 877. This is most of the inventory that we have seen since 2020. More than 1,000 homes have been on the market for months. A great chance to buy before the tech growth really kicks in. I'm seeing a lot of people scared right now, right? Like right now, at the current time of this video, you've got the government shut down, a lot of changes in the DC area, but I'm still seeing a lot of demand because we have so many people moving in and out of here, right? And strong economic indicators support future growth. Median household income is 85,000. Average household income is around 117,000. Fredericksburg is becoming a tech and commuter hub for Central Virginia, and it has great access to Northern Virginia. These income levels will help keep prices rising even with more listings. Look, if you're looking to buy a house, definitely hit me up, info@colganteam.com. So that's Fredericksburg, a hidden gem 48 miles from DC where you can get Central Virginia prices and Northern Virginia access. There's a $10 billion in tech money coming in, a national university ranked number 9 in the country, and home prices are rising fast, but they're still way more affordable than they are up here north in Northern Virginia. The window of opportunity won't stay long, I don't think, right? Because there's a lot of the new construction has flown off the shelf. And if you are thinking about moving here before everyone else catches on, shoot me an email, info@colganteam.com. You can also text me anytime at the number below. But again, info@colganteam.com. Guys, definitely subscribe to my channel.